everybody. Welcome back to the Barber Shop at Home. I'm your host, Barber Dave, and today we're going to do an all French shave. I'll go over that in a little bit. We are using the Sorrentino Pillars of Creation brush with a synthetic knot. Now, I need to make a confession. Those of you that follow me on the cadre saw basically a blasphemous shave from me a couple days ago. I think it was the day before yesterday. For those of you that are my followers on YouTube, I need to give you my confession. I was running late a few days ago and didn't get a chance to get a proper shave in before I left. And when I got to the shop, I was super busy, so I didn't have time to do a straight shave, even though I've got 5 straight razors sitting at the shop. So there is a technique that we use for those people that do not want a razor fade. Now, a razor fade is traditionally done where you take a straight razor and you fade the hair with the straight razor. It's more expensive because it takes more time, and there's a lot of people that don't want to pay for that because that's about a $50 haircut. So we do another type of fade called a bald fade, where we use our clippers to fade everything up, and then we take, here it comes. I hope you're sitting down for this. An electric shaver. Yeah, an electric shaver to bald out the lower areas of the fade, whether it be a low, mid, or high fade. And I didn't have a lot of time, but after about 2 or 3 haircuts, I was starting to feel like a hobo. So I said, I got to do something. So I grabbed the Proraso. I grabbed the Bronze 7, which at least if you're going to do an electric shave, that's the one to do it. And used the Proraso as a pre-shave to stand up the whiskers, and proceeded to do a electric shave. It was horrible. I mean, my face felt okay, but it was just, I haven't done an electric shave probably since 1981, just to give you an idea. And like I said, I keep the shaver in the shop because we do have some clients that can't, that want to shave, but they can't either shave themselves or, and I'll use the electric razor sometimes for them, or people that are, I have some clients that are too immobile where they can't lay back in a chair, so I'll shave them there. And like I said, for the bald fades. So for the shaving gods, I do apologize. That won't happen again unless there's quite a bit of an emergency. So anyways. Looking forward to the Zoom call today for the TSC members. That should be fun. This soap is really, really nice. It's very creamy. It's a hard puck, and it's from France, so you might be able to decide where it's from. Comes in a very unique container that they don't have anymore. And it's a company that does not get talked about very much in any of the forums. It just doesn't. The razor we're going to be using today is a Thiers-Issard La Legende in 6/8. Wonderful razor. It's a singer. I mean, it's a full hollow. I did just touch this up on a black polished Arkansas, and a translucent Arkansas. And this is just me because I do my primary honing and bevel setting on a Codicule or Shapton's usually. And I find, and maybe this is blasphemous in the straight shaving world, but I honestly think that if you set the bevel right the first time, and you enjoy that bevel, that you shouldn't have to do it again and just do touch-ups. You should never really have to rehone a razor. With all the razors that I've had, I've maybe only had to rehone one, and that's because I dropped it. I think that if you keep a good maintenance and a good stropping program, you know, maybe touching them up on an Arkansas or whatever smooth stone you use, there's no need to reset a bevel. Unless you just want to do it because you want to hone. And I will say, the concept of convex honing does have me curious. And I may take a razor and do that. I may set a bevel and hone it with convex hones just to see the difference between that and a cauticule. And I've used almost every type of stone you can think of and have settled. I went down that stone rabbit hole for a while, and then I've settled on the fact that I get the edges I want that are both keen but very, very smooth, with the combination of doing a dilution method on a cauticule, or dilicot as they call it, and then finishing it up on a black Arkansas, then followed by a trans Arkansas, or sometimes I just do the black, doing a diluarc until the blades literally stop and squeak on each blade. And I think that's as far as you can go. You know, I mean, it's when the blade, you know, at a microscopic level meets the hone, you ain't getting it any sharper. And, you know, people may disagree with me, and that's okay. But I'm going on probably 23 to 2,500 straight shaves, so. This Thiers-Issard grader is part of a 7-day set, and it is just tremendous. Which says a lot, because as of late, and I think they've finally kind of alleviated some of that problem, but for a while there, any of the new razors that were coming out of Thiers-Issard were prone to have geometry problems. In this La Legende set, each razor has a different, you can see that, has a different pattern. There's a leaf pattern, there's a fleur-de-lis pattern, really neat stuff. Of that 7-day set, I've only used 2 of the razors, this and one other one, that are scaled the same way. In fact, the whole set is actually in a box in my closet, because I had duplicates of this one. Okay, pass 2's feeling pretty good. I could probably get away with 2 passes today, but why do that? soap we're using today is unobtainium. I think you can still get the refills for Cade, but you can't get the refills for L'Occitane, which is the soap I'm using today. And originally this was Cade, but it came in this, what they call the UFO container. It's an aluminum container, has L'Occitane on it, or Occitane, and the soap. Really neat. I know that, I think Sam on the TSC wood pusher, he restored one of these, I believe. Somebody did. But I've been lucky. I've kept mine in pretty pristine shape. Had it forever. And here in Tucson, L'Occitane actually has, or at least they did have, I haven't been in there in years, had a brick and mortar where you could go in and get stuff. But like I said, I don't know if they're still open. Okay, let's see how the last pass goes. So don't forget to check out the fun on the Shaving Cadre. That's www.theshavingcadre.com. Lots of great guys. Topics from all over the place, not just shaving. Okay, let's see if we need any cleanup. Actually, maybe just a little bit on the same spot that I always do. Okay, that's it. Little touch-up did worlds of good for this razor. But it holds its edge. It holds its edge really, really well. I've been really impressed with it. Oh yeah, that's definitely DSBBS, or as they say, Dolphin Smooth Baby Butt Smooth. Let's see what the alum says. And I am using Proraso alum, so this is French with a little bit of an Italian feel. Absolutely no zap at all from the alum. off and we'll go over everything else that we did. This is also one of the days that, because it's pretty chilly out today, that I'm going to do kind of a dual fragrance today, both still from L'Occitane, but two different ones, two of my favorites. Because one is more of a summery scent, and one is more of a deeper scent. Obviously, with today's, and you'll see why here in a minute, we're going to be using Thayers Lemon, and that's the 1847 Massachusetts connection, because that's where they were started. See, Thayers, we even have historians here that talk. We have a specific department that here at Barber Dave Productions in association with Nurse Dave Productions, that we have an archivist that knows about Thayers. So help us out here, you know. Okay, so Thayers Lemon. And I don't use balms very often, but this is a nice one. And this is that citrus one from L'Occitane. It's called Cedrat. And it's a very, very unique fragrance. It's almost like a sweet lemon, but it's tons of lemon. And I guess there's a type of lemon called a Cedrat. And it's almost very lemony. I mean, it is just a lemon punch, but it's got a sweetness to it. And then it also has a woody component to it that, I don't know how to describe it, but it just almost like a liqueur. If I was to say it, it's a little bit like limoncello, but not quite as sweet. And it gives you a punch of wood towards the end. It may be a little bit of almost a vetiver, but really, really nice, but light. A very, very summery, light scent. And for that reason, we're going to be using, we haven't done this in a bit, we're going to be using a rosemary and mint Proraso talc, which is wonderful. Uh-oh, we may be getting low. But the balm is really nice. Not greasy. But if you get a chance to try the Cedrat, if it's still even made, because I think it was, because that's my newest one. And but as I said, it's a very summery scent, but the rosemary and mint Proraso talc goes perfect with it. And so what we're going to do when we layer today is we're layering two EDTs. We're layering the Cedrat EDT. And then, like I said, it's a little summery, but it's a little chilly outside. So I wanted to get a little bit more of a woody note. So on top of that, we will layer another L'Occitane fragrance. Now this is a little bit different than the balm. It's got the same smells, and that's the one thing I couldn't get from the balm, is this is a little creamier. It's almost like if you were to take a lemon and put heavy cream and mix it, that creaminess you'd get out of that, and that's L'Occitane Cedrat. But like I said, it can be a little sweet, and it's very perfect for summer. So what I do is I actually layer on L'Occitane, which is a very deep, dark, kind of a woody fragrance. And so you get the citrus, plus you get more of a deepness with it, and you just layer it right on top of it, and it really kind of creates its own fragrance. So, all right, let's recap what we did today. We did the Thiers-Issard La Legende leaf pattern 6/8 full hollow. For the soap, we use L'Occitane soap, not the Cade. Comes in this really cool little bowl, and it lasts forever. For the brush, Sorrentino BrushWorks Pillars of Creation with a, I think it's a gray synthetic tuxedo knot. For the Aftershave Balm, Cedrat by L'Occitane, followed by the Proraso powder and talc, and then of course the Thayers Lemon and the Proraso Alum. Cedrat EDT, and then layered on top of that the EDT with L'Occitane. So that's it, folks. Thank you so much for joining me here at Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home on a Sunday morning. We hope you have a wonderful remainder of the weekend. And again, check us out, www.theshavingcadre.com. Have a blessed Sunday, everybody.